Solving equations with variables on both sides. Okay, what you've been doing in the past is you've had something like 7 plus 3h equals negative 1. And you've had to isolate the variable by getting rid of this 7. But now you've got 7 plus 3h equals negative 1 minus 5h. You've got an h on both sides also. So what you're going to have to do is get the h's on one side and the numbers on the other side, and then isolate the variable. So how are we going to do that? The same way that you've been doing it with numbers, okay? So what we'll do is we've got 7 plus 3h equals negative 1 minus 5h. We want the h's to be on the same side. So it doesn't matter which one you start with. You can get rid of the 3h, or you can get rid of the negative 5h. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this 5h. And the way I get rid of it is I add 5h to both sides. Okay, so now these 5h's cancel each other out, and I'm left with 7 plus 8h equals negative 1. Now I've got a normal problem that you're used to seeing. I now need to go minus 7 on this side and minus 7 on this side. These cancel each other out, and you're left with 8h equals negative 8. Because same signs, you add and keep. I do the opposite of multiplying by 8, which is dividing by 8. And I end up with, these cancel out, and I end up with h equals negative 1. Okay, there's just one additional step in there that you have to do. Okay, let's try another one. We've got 7b minus 2 is equal to b plus 10. We want the b's to be on the same side, so let's get rid of the b's from one of the sides. We could get rid of the 7b's, or we could get rid of the b over here. I choose to do the b on this side. So I go minus b on this side. I have to do minus b on the other side as well. That gives me 6b minus 2 is equal to, these two b's cancel each other out, and then I'm left with 10. I do plus 2 on both sides to get rid of that 2. And that leaves me with 6b. These cancel each other out, and you're left with equals 12. The opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6 on both sides. And that leaves me with b equals 2. Now it's your turn. Pause the recording. Do this one and then check back with me, and we'll see how you did. Okay, we've got negative 3 minus 4p equals 9 plus 2p. Which one did you choose to get rid of? I'm going to choose to move the 4p. So I add 4p to both sides. And that gives me negative 3. These cancel each other out. Equals 9 plus 2 and 4 make 6p. Now I need to get rid of this 9 because I need to have the p's by themselves, and I've got a 9 over here, so I need to get rid of this 9 by doing the opposite. The opposite of plus 9 is minus 9. Same signs, keep, add and keep, so that gives me negative 12 is equal to, these cancel each other out, and you're left with 6p. The opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6 on both sides, and we're left with negative 2 equals p. Is that what you got? I hope so. Okay, now a word problem. Your science class is doing an experiment. Oh, let's not read the whole thing. Let's go to the end of it and see what it is we're looking for. It says predict in how many days the plants will be the same height. So x is going to be the number of days. Okay? So that's what we're looking for. It says you start with two plants. Plant A is 5 centimeters tall. Plant B is 8 centimeters tall. Plant A is fertilized and grows 2 centimeters per day, and plant B is not fertilized and grows 1.5 centimeters per day. They want to be the same height. Okay, we want to know when they're going to be the same height. So the first one, plant A, is going to grow is 5 centimeters tall, and it grows 2 centimeters per day. Plant B is how tall? Plant B is 8 centimeters tall. Is 8 centimeters tall and is going to grow 1.5 centimeters per day. And it wants to know when they will be the same height. So that's where you get the equals from. Because when this one grows and this one grows, you want to know when they're going to be the same height. That's an equal sign. So now we've got a regular problem. We want to get the variables on the same side. So I move this one, 1.5x minus 1.5x. That gives us 5 plus 2 minus 1.5 gives us 0.5x equals, these cancel each other out, and you're left with 8. Now I want to get rid of the 5, so I do minus 5 on both sides. And that leaves me with 0.5x equals 3. So now, to get rid of the 0.5 times x, I divide by 0.5 on both sides. And that leaves me with x equals, and 3 divided by 0.5 gives me 6. So in 6 days, they will be the same height. Now it's your turn. A croquet ball weighs 460 grams. Together, a golf ball and a croquet ball. You know what? I've got a picture here. So let me open that picture for you. Together, a golf ball and a croquet ball weigh the same as 11 golf balls. How much does one golf ball weigh? So the question is how much does a golf ball weigh? So what are you going to write? You're going to write x equals weight of golf ball. Okay? And you know the weight of the croquet ball right there. So you take this information, see what you can do, and then pause the recording and get back to me, okay? Okay, so we got x equals the weight of the golf ball. How many golf balls do you have? You have 11 golf balls. So we go 11x is equal to 1 golf ball, x, plus a croquet ball, which is 460 grams. So now we want the x's to be on the same side, so we go minus x and minus x. And that leaves us with 10x equals, these cancel each other out, and you're left with 460 divided by 10 and divided by 10. Oh, I forgot to do my line. And cross these out, and you're left with x equals 46. So each golf ball weighs 46 grams. Did you get that? All right, a little bit different now. We've got the distributed property. It's the same concept. You're going to go 3 times k, which gives you 3k, and 3 times 8, negative 8, which gives you negative 24, is equal to negative k. We want the k's to be on the same side. So this time the wise thing to do is to move the 3k, because you get rid of it on this side and you'll just have numbers, and you move it over here and you have just variables on this side. So these cancel each other out. You're left with negative 24 equals, same signs, add and keep. So we've got 3 plus 1 gives us 4, negative 4k. The opposite of multiplying by negative 4 is dividing by negative 4 on both sides. So that gives us 6 equals k. Your turn. Okay. You got 5 times 0.1t minus 1 equals t minus 0.8. What's the first thing you're going to have to do? You're going to have to do the distributive property first. So you're going to have to multiply this times this and this times this. Okay, pause the recording and then get back with me. Okay, so we go 5 times 0.1 and that gives us 0.5t. 5 times negative 1 gives me negative 5 equals t minus 0.8. We want the t's to be on the same side, so let's go minus 0.5t minus 0.5t. And these cancel each other out, and you're left with negative 5 equals 1t minus 0.5t gives us 0.5t minus 0.8. We want the t's to be by themselves, so we get rid of this by doing a positive 0.8 and a positive 0.8. That gives us, we've got a negative 5 and a positive 8. Different signs you subtract, so we get 4.2. And we keep the sign of the larger number equals, these cancel each other out, and we got 0.5t. Now to get rid of the 0.5 that's multiplying, we divide by 0.5 on both sides. And that leaves us with 8.4 negative equals t, because these cancel each other out. Is that what you got? I sure hope you did. Good luck in your exercises.